Let's get a little more on our top story then, the fuel excise cut ending at midnight tonight. Well, the federal opposition isn't weighing in on whether the cut to the fuel excise should come to an end. Political reporter Sarah Temevska joins us now. Sarah, morning to you. So what is the coalition's position on this?
Yeah, well, look, the coalition had supported the initial 32-cent per litre cut to the fuel excise that was introduced in April, and also the extension of the reduced 16-cent per litre reduction to the price of fuel that was extended into July, but hasn't been really willing to say whether the government should extend that cost of living relief measure beyond midnight tonight, well aware that while that kind of relief at the petrol pump would be welcome to many motorists, it is also the kind of measure that is likely to further fuel inflation, which despite better than anticipated results this month, headline inflation sitting at 3.8%. It's the third month in a row that it has trended down. That is still above the Reserve Bank's target range of 2 to 3%, and the government has acknowledged that inflation was an issue in the economy even before this war between the US and Iran began in late February. So the coalition has said in the lead up to today's end to the fuel excise that there is a case to be made for extending relief, but that it would need to be offset by savings elsewhere in the federal budget. We know that this short-term relief has cost the budget in excess of $2.5 billion. Deputy Leader Jane Hume was asked about whether it's a good thing the excise is ending tonight. This is what she had to say.
We've supported the government in cutting fuel excise earlier on in the year when prices were particularly volatile. That was an important measure, we felt. And we even supported the government when it cut back on the fuel excise cuts to slowly taper that down. However, we did also expect that the government would find offsets for those costs in the budget. It failed to do so. That means that these cuts to fuel excise are going to cost Australians more and more. The real problem here, though, let's face it, is that, while fuel is one of the great drivers of the cost of living crisis, there are others as well. And the government has failed to get the cost of living crisis under control.
Now, the Federal Energy Minister, Chris Bowen, did provide an update on Australia's fuel reserves yesterday. I'll read those figures. We've got 43 days of petrol unleaded, that's one day more than last week, 39 days of diesel in reserve, and 34 days worth of jet fuel, which is 2 weeks more than the reserves held last week. So there are also 44 ships on the water with 3.1 billion litres of fuel to be delivered over the next 4 weeks. So the message very much from the federal government and also the National Farmers Federation is do not panic buy. However, we are expecting to see prices from midnight tonight go up by, I guess, at least 16 cents a litre. On my way to work today, I saw the price of unleaded sitting at $2.09. So this price is already going up across the country. The average cost of unleaded in Australia today, $1.98. And the cost of diesel, $2.43. So motorists can expect those prices will rise from tomorrow morning. Treasury, though, is warning that that could continue to worsen if war in the Middle East continues and if the price of crude oil rises well over $100 a barrel.